Then we're back with session 48 of Strange Times Ahead. It's the 21st session of Across the Atlantic. We've almost spent half of our total playtime in this scenario after the first two. Not quite, but we're getting close. For a quick recap, I'm not going to go back to the earlier sessions since things are happening pretty fast and furious right now. Basically we're still on Friday, February 9th, 2023, pretty much in the night. The night has had a lot of evening and night has had a lot of eventful things happening. Just before the last game, obviously, you had the summoning of some deep ones to the ship. Discovered the people being held captive in the dining hall, and moved the box to the captain's room. So for last session, starting with Watts, Brady, and Bakery in the infirmary. First aid on Mrs. Hastings. Smelling salts to wake her up, which brings her back somewhat to her senses. Baker takes Mrs. Hastings up the stairs to her room. Mr. Draper listens at the door upstairs in the captain's room and hears fishy-sounding footsteps out in the hall. Mr. Wright is helping with the hurt crew, wakes another crewman down in the hold, helps the broken leg of the crew member with the nurse, and takes him upstairs to the infirmary. You see Mist in the hall, attempts to close off the room that had the explosion that killed 3 fishmen, and then you get to the infirmary and meet up with the rest of the group without Draper being there. And of course, also, I think at this point, Baker was also out of the room. Baker brings Hastings to her room. Fishman is in the hall at the far end. She managed to get in without being seen, bars the door and stays listening. Watts, Wright, and Brady grab the trident and go to bring it back to Nora. Watts tries to shoot the trident. It does not shoot. Heads upstairs, get to Mrs. Hastings' room and meet up with Nora. Need to meet with Roland. Baker tries to ambush the hybrid Deep One, but fails. Battle starts after a brief altercation. Nora and Wright gun down the hybrid Deep One in the hall. Brady pockets the .38 revolver that was on the enemy. Draper comes out of the captain's room, and the crew is once again reunited. The body of the hybrid Deep One is stashed in the bathroom of the captain's quarters. Mrs. Hastings is set to rest in the captain's bed, which has been stripped and removed of the goopy sheets that had covered the captain. You move the artifact out of the box, and you have duffel bags to put the artifact in. Steamer trunk is left empty for now. Draper relocks the steamer trunk. Lights come back on, and the engines are working. The boat starts to move once more, and then you head to the bridge. The first mate is there, and the bursar isn't. Claim that Miss Cuthbert is in charge of the invasion. Could the speaking tube be of use? No answer on the speaking tube. Captain will favor the safety of the ship over the artifact if it comes to it, but doesn't know what is going on. Extra satchels. There are 2, only one for Draper and one for Wright. Going to do what they can about the situation. You are going to do what you can about the situation. Captain provides lapel pins to show that the investigators can tell other members of the crew to help them out. And tell the first mate that the cargo bay is filled with passengers that have lost their minds. And so you now must decide how you deal with the hostage situation that is going on in the ship, and the continued storm that is battering the ship while you have the engines going again. Obviously, it is a precarious position, and the ship is fighting to stay afloat. Anything you guys want to add to that?
I feel like we should have discussed what we were going to do.
Yeah. It's been a busy week, though.
Oh, God, yeah, I did not have time. But should have, whatever.
Yeah.
So we're going to free some hostages, was the plan.
I suggested going in at 2 different entrances at the same time, but you all said no.
Could have someone at one entrance with the fake duffel bag be like, here's your thing, come get it. And then people kick in the door from the other side.
Nora volunteers for door kicking duty.
I'm fast, so I can run.
Or Brady can definitely hold the bag and present it to Miss Cuthbert.
Ooh. Or we could go get the empty trunk thing, fill it with more explosives, and hand that over. And then as soon as it blows up, door kick from both sides.
But Mrs. Cuthbert isn't stupid, Mr. Wright. She will say, "Thank you. Now open it. I know they've been trapped."
There's also
Yeah, this is-
hostages in there.
Exactly. And this is about.
Could make a flash bomb, so it's like surprise, and then only the person that's presenting it gets blinded unless you like close your eyes because you're expecting it.
With the book that I got from stole from Mrs. Hastings, is there anything I can decipher in there that can stun, or anything I can use that could give me information about the hybrids at least, or
That is a very specific piece of information for you to glean in a very short period of time. I guess I would say, like library use and a luck roll, both.
okay. Library use is a failure.
It's only a difference of 4.
Yeah. I'm like, shall I spend my 4 luck points on that?
And then roll a luck roll.
And then roll a
Yeah.
luck, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, let's do it. Let's spend 4 luck.
YOLO.
And then, oh, shit. We'll put it up to 455. And then we'll roll a luck. Oh my god. I
no!
failed every single
No.
roll that I've done for the last 7 rolls. Oh, it's because I'm on the wrong profile. I'm on T Watts instead of Thomas Watts. That's why.
Jeez.
There is something
Looking back
here,
at-
but I can't quite read it.
Yeah, nothing that is a huge help at a brief peruse of the book. Sorry, guys. Jeez, tired. I will give you, I guess, in terms of your past viewing of the book and what little you've learned in previous days, that the hybrid deep ones in particular remain pretty close to their human counterparts, while the full deep ones are more fully changed and have greater stamina and dexterity than their regular other hybrid counterparts. The hybrid deep ones, I will remind you, are generally teetering on the brink of madness as their transformation is happening. So they might be pushed over the edge depending on kind of ways they are dealt with, what kind of stimuli they are submitted to. Yeah, oh god, sorry. Oh my god. And then beyond that, that they are all quite capable of swimming and breathing underwater. So they're definitely aquatic beings, as you'd expect. Besides that, they may or may not be capable of magic. There were some mentions of that as to whether all of them, some of them, what kind of magic is to be seen. Obviously, you have seen that they can cast these fog clouds at the very least.
Okay. And based on that, I'm going to say probably discern like there's some sort of stimuli that could distract them because they haven't quite fully transformed. If they're in there, because we don't even know how many people are in there or what's in there. But they can create the mist as we've seen. I can also do that too. If we need. Well, I'm pretty confident I can do it. But I could create like a distraction. Like I could present the bag saying, here it is, and then poof, smoke everywhere. And then
Certainly, if we need an exit, that could be really useful. We
you
get in
obviously
over
save
our
it for the
heads.
exit.
Could you do it more than once?
I think I can do it more than once, but from my experience with spellcasting, you have to be pretty accurate with what you do, and I'm not 100% convinced that can be accurate all the time.
I gotta look into the room. Did I get a rough head count?
Uh, it was hard to see. It was quite dark. There were maybe. Oh, let me look at the actual thing again. I was going to say maybe like a couple dozen people, and the exact breakdown of enemies to hostages would be difficult.
I caught Miss Cuthbert and at least one other lackey before I
Yeah, so like
walked out of it.
offhand, you would have seen certainly that there were like 6 or 7 who were standing up.
6 or 7 people or 6 or 7 lackeys.
6 or 7, 6 or 7, like well, I don't know. Yeah, that would be the difficult part. While Miss Cuthbert cuts an obvious figure, it's easy to sort of make her out when she's standing there. As to whether these lackeys are human lackeys, hybrid lackeys, deep ones, there was one clearly more gangly feature or gangly creature, not wearing clothes, that was near Miss Cuthbert in the center of the room. Beyond that, it would be very difficult to make out, and there were a bunch of people who were sitting at the tables.
Can I translate in Arlean? Mother Hydra wants you home now.
Give me a Arlean roll. Let's see how you do.
Oh my! I'm quitting.
No friendly dice for you.
Maybe you're
Yeah,
just
that's all.
getting all the bad dice out before it really matters. Before the
Aaron,
crisis.
eat random.
Five rolls in a row have been extremely poor.
Well, you have that camera, Nora. How much flash powder do you have?
Well, we used a fair bit of it setting up all these traps. I'll have to check.
Perhaps enough for one more.
I have a Ouija board. I could ask for help.
We have enough problems on our hands right now. Let's not invite the dead along as well. Nora will check her flash powdered supplies.
You tell me. Is there flash powder supplies?
Well, I don't know. We set up all those traps. That's why I'm asking.
I mean,
Pretty sure we use
I will defer to
gunpowder, not flash powder, though.
Yeah, the one
yes, that's true.
killed some people.
Yeah, you've got lots
Yes,
of
it
ammo,
was
Nora.
gunpowder.
Huh, well, yeah, I guess then she would have some. She said
Don't
she
need
had
much.
camera supplies. So.
Yeah, don't need much.
I don't suppose any of us have experience in police matters in these types of situations. Those with hostages and all that.
Somebody with strong persuasion skills or psychology skills, I've known to be pretty good at that. You two seem to be pretty good as I look at Wright and Brady.
I'm certainly good at stalling, but at some point we'll need an action to go with that. Are we gonna do this? Try and rescue these people?
If we're going to try and talk our way in there, I can certainly try to get a read on this Cuthbert person and see if there's a way to find out what she wants and give it to her so no one gets hurt. But as we discussed before, it may not be possible to preserve this artifact and achieve the safety of all on board.
Would I? Excuse me. Would I be able to listen in just like through the door to hear if there's anything being said?
I mean, you could try. Are you guys already down at the door? I thought you were still up in the up on the upper deck.
Are we okay? We are on the upper deck. Okay, never mind.
Definitely worth a listen once we get down there.
Yeah, we had
Yeah, I'd
ended
definitely like to
with
listen.
the map up on them, but we hadn't decided on what we were doing. So
Exactly. Okay. Okay. Um,
Well, I think we have two possibilities, really. We can go and try and negotiate, find out what they want, which we pretty much already know is this artifact, and either hand it over and hope they will be reasonable and release their hostages, leave us alone, but I don't exactly like the idea of giving the artifact to them. They seem to want it too much, if that makes sense. But the other alternative is basically just knocking in the doors and shooting and hopefully hitting the right people. So that's not exactly a great option either. Unless someone has an alternative strategy.
One way or the other, there definitely isn't room for half measures. We either go all in on this or we surrender the artifact. 'Cause that's most certainly what they want.
we could try talking, see if they would take the artifact and just leave. And if the conversation goes poorly, have some of us on the other side, as Watts had suggested.
I mean, I'm pretty stealthy. I could also go hide with it, and you can. I won't tell you where it is. You guys can try and negotiate your way. We don't want to have it with us when we try and negotiate because they could just take it by force.
I honestly would be more comfortable giving it away if we knew what it does, what it's for. If we could get that from Miss Cuthbert before we hand it over, that would ease my conscience a little bit.
Did I take a look at it now and tell you if I can figure it out?
Option 3. You want
Touch
to
it.
try and touch this thing and deem its nature.
I mean, the previous artifacts I've come across it helped me understand a lot more.
I would heavily advise against it, but I mean, we don't have a lot of options here.
We were rather specifically warned not to handle this artifact, but
Yes, I also specifically warned you guys not to come on this trip, but you did.
as I was about to say, I'm not entirely sure I trust our employer, so
Yeah.
that may not be the most valuable advice.
Well, I'm not touching it. I don't like it. Not one bit.
And I would not try and get anyone who did not wish to do so, but perhaps in a somewhat controlled environment, Mr. Watts can decipher something from this that we would not otherwise learn.
I will warn you though that I do feel mentally drained today.
not feeling very lucky.
Not feeling lucky. Feel like my sanity is a little bit low after seeing a couple of those full deep ones.
Just out of character, how much sanity have you lost today?
4.
4?
Yeah. What can I lose? 10%, is it?
20%, 10%?
20%, is it?
Yeah, mine says 11 with 55 sanity. So
I can lose 9.8, so I guess
Yeah, I
cover
think
my
it's 20.
losses. I could do it. I feel confident. I'm unlucky right now, but I feel confident.
Well, if you want to take this kind of risk, it's certainly better to do it now, when we're together than in the midst of some kind of scuffle.
And the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. I'm that one. I'm the few, right? So if there's anything I can give you to save all of those hostages, then I feel I would have done my father proud out here. Or we can just do Nora's tactic. Pew pew, run in there, guns blazing.
They likely wouldn't expect it.
I certainly don't want to see what these people could do with this artifact if we just handed it over.
Is there anything in the book that have I seen the artifact before? And is there anything in the book that references it or picture that resembles it?
Well, you guys saw the artifact. Or you mean before the? I believe
recall
that before you guys left, you were shown the artifact before it was stored in the case.
Right.
Yeah.
In terms of seeing it in the book or any other thing that you have particularly read, no, you may have seen vaguely similar artifacts. It is not completely foreign. Like, for instance, jade figurines and carvings out of China and Southeast Asia would be similar in some ways stylistically. It seems like it's like a large jade figurine. In terms of what it depicts, it is somewhat grotesque. And you've seen certainly in terms of like the stuff you've learned about the mythos, some depictions of various monsters and things that may be along the same lines, but like
Do I feel-
specifically, no.
Do I feel like it could be a prison for a creature like the one that I did actually come in contact with previously? I know it's rather small,
No,
obviously.
I would say that your read on the thing would be that this is some kind of like object of like veneration or worship, maybe used in some kind of ritualistic fashion. It would not be similar to the way like the horror in the ink, where like this book was used by like some kind of spellcaster to trap something.
Yeah, I was reading in their first ever campaign where they uncovered that artifact in the ground, and I touched that one. That was like a prison.
Yeah, that one. I mean,
That wasn't a
maybe
jade.
you'll have to find out.
We'll have to find out. So what do we say, guys? The longer we wait,
If we're feeling especially reckless, we could toss the object and have one of them catch it before engaging. Because I'm sure whoever touches this thing is going to be consumed for at least a short period of time, overwhelmed.
any of you have a shotgun or a high impact rifle?
Just this pistol.
just a pistol as well.
We do have a
Maybe-
couple of rifles that we brought along, don't I recall?
I mean, what if we point a gun at the object and negotiate the release?
Yeah, what if we were to destroy it? Yeah, to threaten destroying it.
We have no idea what they intend to do with it, unfortunately. It's
Well, they did toss what they thought was the object overboard. So I
if it's-
imagine they're trying to retrieve it for their friends beneath the waves.
If it's a thing of worship, surely they could just make another one. think there's more to it than that. They wouldn't risk these resources to retrieve such an item if it wasn't more. There wasn't something more to it. I don't know if it's worship or imprisonment for something, or like what we saw before, or a key to unlocking something.
I don't necessarily want to take the risk, but I do feel we need answers to some of these questions. We're not going to get them just guessing.
How many weapons do we have? We should load them all up and be ready to shoot. Swap weapons and shoot.
I have just one pistol. It's loaded.
Me too.
You
And a
loaded
disc
my
trident.
pistol.
I gave it back loaded.
Yes, yeah.
Well, if we stop by our rooms, hopefully we can recover the rifles we brought. I don't exactly carry it around, but
Provided they're not destroyed.
hopefully not. Perhaps we should have some sort of signal if we want to attempt to target the artifact instead. We should agree on some way to signal that.
Yeah, I think if any of us get knocked down, that's a pretty good signal. I.e. taken out, not knocked over.
Well, if we're gonna try and negotiate, the fewer in the room at the time means fewer of us that can be captured and used against the rest. Or are we still talking about storming the place?
We'll also note there were portholes on a deck outside that you could potentially peer in.
That's what I was going to suggest next. Was
The lights
we
have
could
come back on too, right?
And the lights have come back on, yes.
we could have a few of us with the rifles outside. He's a good shot with a rifle. Last time I shot a rifle, I only had like a 15% accuracy.
Yeah, I'm not very good with a rifle.
I'm not bad. I much prefer to use the handgun as well.
Well, I mean, we could just use the handguns. I mean, it doesn't have to be rifles. We can take aim and shoot. That usually increases our accuracy. This time we'll be
Perhaps we
prepared and not
should-
surprised.
Indeed. Perhaps we should try and get a look at what we're dealing with.
Yeah, I would like to listen in too, so we could get maybe a better idea of what's going on inside.
So, quick question. We took it out of the box and put it in a satchel, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have both the case that the box was in, and we have the box that the object was in to play with. Just increases our options. Maybe a double bluff if necessary.
I could. One of us could run, get the case, and stuff one of these duffel bags in it, so it weighs roughly the same.
It's basically on your way. The case is the captain's quarters one level down, right? And the dining hall is another level beyond that.
I would suggest putting flash powder in the object's original box in case things go south. and then weighing the box itself, or the carrying box.
I did I don't remember if I rigged the original one with a trap.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it would take me time to rig the trap.
Because I don't think you would have, because you didn't open it before at all.
No.
Well, worst case scenario, just filling it with flash powder and then lighting it with a lighter. That's 0 effort.
True. Well, I guess we go do that. Get the case.
All right, let's do it.
So Mr. Watts is definitely not touching the artifact, right?
Like, this artifact?
Yeah.
Already touching it.
Yeah.
It would help to know what we're dealing with. I'm not opposed to it, but I'm also not going to take the risk myself.
Give it here. Let's just get it over with.
We
Maybe
all
let's-
want to see it.
Maybe let's do it in the captain's quarters.
Okay.
Exactly.
In a slightly more enclosed space.
I'm honestly not sure who was carrying it.
I have the double, so I'm faking it because I just grabbed the second duffel from the captain's.
Yeah, I
not
think
the captain's the
I
bridge.
think you had it, Nora, the real one.
All right. Then yeah, I will hand it over to Watts.
I'll carefully, well, when we get to the captain's quarters, I'll carefully open it. Not physically touch it, but have a look at it.
So you are touching it?
Not touching it, I'm having a look at it, seeing if I can see anything.
It is a strange, somewhat crudely carved jade figurine. The workmanship does not seem particularly fine at all. It seems to be likely old, but it's hard to tell. And the strange tentacled figurine sitting upon what seems to be some kind of dais feels like it emanates some kind of power almost. As you look further, your ring feels warm against your hand, and it seems like some small green tendrils of smoke come out from around the edges of the artifact.
Smoke coming out the edges of the artifact when it's reacting to my ring.
I remember Wick said that only his shaman contact was able to deal with this, but he could have been bluffing. He would have. Did you not hear of anything like this, Benjamin? You are an expert on Native Americans, are you not?
I don't know that I know very much about this particular item, or that they would have had this kind of interaction with an item like this. I guess out of character. Is that what I?
You would know enough about Native Americans that the workmanship and style of this object does not seem indicative of something that they would have made.
What? I've got in my
Well,
notes
then-
object from Native Americans said to
It
be from
is
an island in
from
the west.
Native Americans, yes, but them having ownership of a thing does not necessarily mean that they created such a thing.
Uh-oh. Benjamin ready to call filthy pleb.
Yeah, this item is very unique in its history, and I don't know that I understand its significance.
Do we all see
It's
the
only right
smoke coming off of it?
You do not.
I can see some smoke coming off it. Am I wearing the ring, Mike?
I assumed you were wearing the ring. If you were not wearing the
Okay.
ring, you don't see smoke.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm wearing the ring. I'm gonna say the word to my ring that I've said before. Where I felt a reaction.
As you do so, there's a gleam, and it seems like almost like a heartbeat glowing within the center of this jade statue. A green light coming forth.
I see a green light coming from the middle of this statue.
Do we see the green light?
Nope.
How's my object been reacting to any of this?
If you are close, like within like a few feet of the object, then your object is definitely thrumming with energy, beating a hasty beat in your pocket, and you feel the warmth against the side of your, I guess, leg. Assuming it's in your pants pocket.
I'll just keep an eye on it. If there's any like major changes, just to be aware.
Is any of Nora's shit acting up?
Well, you're not walking around with your lamp, I assume.
No, but she's got the like pendant or whatever it was with her.
No.
Okay. Maybe she should be carrying the lamp around.
I'm not suggesting anything. Just
Are you feeling okay, Thomas?
I feel fine. I mean, I just see this smoke and this glowing thing from the center of this object. Can I see any writing?
There is writing upon the base of it. I can actually share it once more with you. It is in your handouts.
Oh, yes.
There is strange unknown writings upon the bottom, which seem vaguely familiar as far as being Aurelian related, but you cannot particularly make heads or tails of what exactly they say.
And the ring doesn't give me any clarity on what I'm reading.
It does not.
It's definitely, obviously, we know it's magical in some sort. I don't know what this says though. What's this symbol on here as well?
I'm afraid you are our expert on these sorts of things, but I don't know. The whole thing is somewhat unsettling, isn't it? What's it supposed to be?
I don't know, but I'm gonna touch it, and if I go crazy, shoot me, Nora.
Well, I would rather hope there was another option, but we'll play this by ear. But as she says that, she totally reaches over and like pulls her gun out very slowly.
All
right, you're not planning on shooting Thomas, are you?
Only if it is absolutely necessary, of course.
From what we've seen on the people in the asylums, I'd rather be shot than placed in one of those. Thank you.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Where are you? Are you guys standing in the bridge, outside the bridge, on the deck? Did you go down a level?
We're in the
captain's quarters.
Still in the captain's room?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna.
He's just wondering where the portal to hell has to open.
Yeah, for sure he is. This is where the thing comes out, or I turn into it. One of the two. I'm gonna touch it where the glowing is. Like, yeah, I guess I'll touch it.
All right.
Thomas,
Shout a hand towards this object that none of you have yet actually placed a hand upon. You rest your hand upon it for a moment, and at first it seems like nothing happens. But give me a power roll. You feel something reach out and a warmth suffuse your hand. It rolls through, and you feel as your vision goes black. There's the sound of the rain disappears. Then suddenly it seems like you've been plunged into cold water, roiling, being tossed to and fro. The currents carrying you this way and that, dark and nothingness coming from around you. It's deep, dark water that you cannot see. As you are pushed back and forth in these currents, slowly a light appears in the distance. You are getting closer and closer. This light grows, the green filtering through with blue tinges in the water. You arrive at a sunken temple that has a tall dais in the center that is a large circular central piece with columns all around. As you float down towards it, you see what appears to be two scales, or sorry, a set of scales. Very similar, simplistic iconography to the one that is on the front of this, on the front of the original artifact that you had touched. Landing there, you somewhat come to your senses, and you can choose how you act.
Immediately taking everything around me. What I see as are there bodies, are there people, anything?
There is no peoples, no bodies. Simply a very dim green light emanating from the center of this platform, where this icon sits upon the ground, and that gives you just enough vision to see these tall Greek columns that surround it. Surround it about 30 feet on either side.
And you said there's like there's a similar scaly artifact like this.
There's not. It's literally flat, and then from the symbol that's on the front of the artifact is flat upon the ground.
Oh, I see. Could I move to the middle of it? Is there any writing that I can actually understand?
Moving a few steps forward, that brings you to the center of it. You are now standing over this circle, which has this what looks like it's like you see on the picture there, like line with two little drops down and little circles, and a larger line with a little zigzag in the center. You feel as if something is potentially aware of your existence as you reach out to the center of this this place. It seems to be beckoning you, wanting to know what it is that you want.
We want to get to land. We want to make our trip safe. But we're being attacked by deep ones.
You do not feel any very specific understanding, but there is a beckoning that says that what it is that you want can be given if only you reach down and release the seals.
What will be released is what I yell.
It just beckons to you once more.
Who are you? What are you?
You feel as if the water around you, and you're able to breathe somehow, seems to warm and shake. It simply calls again and says, "That which you want is yours to be taken."
Well, do I negotiate for my friend's safety and just do that what they ask, or do I swim away? Can you guarantee my friend's safety? Will I be taken?
At the continued questioning, you feel the darkness starting to descend around you. The consciousness that's touching yours starts to fade back into slumber. It slowly slips away, and you feel a final thought of is that if you decide upon what you want, that to return and ask once again. Suddenly, the darkness consumes you. You feel briefly as if you were drowning before being thrust back into your body and standing once more in front of this artifact
With my friends,
with your friends.
I'm awake.
Awake.
How'd that look to us?
Brief moments passed. He seemed to stand stock still for maybe like 10, 15 seconds, not long at all.
Any reaction?
Yeah, I say I'm gonna kill you all. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Murder, murder, murder!
Nora shoots. Wow. I catch my breath a little. Kind of like try and cough up water. But nothing comes out. Well, I think I know what it does. The symbol on the front, I was just transported into a temple which had this symbol on the floor, and I believe that it's a gateway to release something, and it was urging me and willing me to release the seals so I could get what I wanted and take what I want.
That doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good at all.
Does not. I feel like this is like a port key.
It's a port key.
It's like a key to a portal. So when you touch it, you get transported to.
Are these
mentally.
things? Are these things common in the occult?
No. This is only from what I've come across with Ali and stuff. This is literally talking other dimensional stuff right here. This is more
Should-
like the egg that I have. Like your consciousness gets transported elsewhere.
Could this thing be destroyed?
The the artifact that I saw that looked similar to this was partially destroyed, so I believe it could be. But if this took you to something asking to be released, that may be what it wants.
Well, there's an easy way to know without necessarily risking it. I could say one of us could point a gun at the box, and if the negotiations go south, threaten to destroy it, even if the object isn't inside. The reaction
not a
of
bad
ourselves, as you
strategy.
know.
How good is your poker face?
I think I can be convincing enough if necessary.
I myself am not very stealthy, but I have stealthy hands, so
I'm
if
very
there's a chance
stealthy.
if I could get in close, I might be able to manipulate something or grab something if I need be.
I do think
Right.
having more of an idea of what this artifact is capable of, we should keep it away from them at all costs. We don't want to get anywhere near this negotiation with it on us.
That was brave of you and quite useful, Thomas. Thank you.
You're welcome. I think it was probably more stupid knowing what happened to Roland's close friend.
Yes, I was going to ask, do you feel any different?
How do I feel, Mike? Do I feel drained or at all?
At this time, you still feel basically okay.
At this
A
time.
little bit drained from the from I guess a little bit drained from having had to basically do the power roll. The initial like challenge that essentially it put upon you would have been not an inconsequential ordeal, but having made it through it, it was not too bad.
Well, lucky, I feel. I feel the situation we're in, I felt strong enough to get through it, but if I wasn't prepared and I just happened to touch the object, I feel things could have gone a lot differently.
That may be the difference with my friend. She wasn't aware of the object's capabilities.
Perhaps it does seem some of these things are proximity based. People spend a lot of time with them before they necessarily go entirely mad.
Well, knowing what we know now, do we intend to try and free the hostages now rather than uh hand this away?
We could try to negotiate releasing the hostages before we give the artifact, and then once they're free, we go in guns blazing.
Take it back.
Or we hand over the fake. If they require a handover, we hand over the empty case.
We can certainly lead with negotiation.
Yeah.
Perhaps one or two of us can try and get as much information as possible and try and get hostages released, and some kind of signal to alert the others to come in.
I can watch from the porthole. One of the windows. Aim at Miss Cuthbert. I mean, Mrs. Yeah, Cuthbert.
I can be a little persuasive if needed.
I'm not persuasive in the slightest.
I could even potentially go in with no weapon to show that we mean peace, and then back up right behind.
If you filled, how does the box look? The box that was holding this, does it look special in any way?
It's a fairly standard steamer trunk, with the exception that it is a vaguely unusual shape. It's like steamer trunks are usually wider. It's like a fairly cubular steamer trunk.
And then we put that trunk in another trunk?
Oh, sorry, you mean the inner box?
Yeah.
The inner box was more simple wooden like just like freight container type thing. You know, standard like just like wooden box, like simple rough wood for shipping.
Well, if things went south, you could light some flash powder and hopefully disorient them for the rest of us to come in. If or whoever's negotiating. I've got charm, but no intimidation or persuasion.
I'm the same way. I have great charm, but very bad persuasion.
I got 49 persuasion. It's my best social.
Maybe our best bet. I mean, I can talk quickly and confuse people sometimes, but I'm not sure that's the best in this situation. But that may be worth trying. We will attempt to persuade them, and if a little bit of fast talk can convince them that you are telling the truth. And if not, well, I tend to be fairly quick on the draw, and that will be certainly a signal to the rest of you. Question is what we do with the artifact in the meantime. We have taken it away from the box with the intention of not leaving it behind, but now I do not want to get near them with this.
It
If
seems
if
it seems that the farther away from us, the more, I don't know, if we were incapacitated during this raid, they're gonna find it anyways. If we have it in one of these duffels, we can at least one of us try and make off with it if things go south.
and if Thomas is Mr. Watts is going to be outside, he could have a wall in between them and the artifact.
Sounds logical.
Okay. So we're gonna fill up the last steamer trunk with explosives or just flash powder.
Could do both. Steamer trunk with explosives, the other one with flash powder. Give you two options.
If we're planning on getting the hostages out first, I would be fine with the gunpowder, but maybe a little less than what I used last time, just so it isn't quite as explosive.
Yes, we probably shouldn't blow too many holes in this boat. Well, I think if they're at the point of opening the case and there's nothing inside of it, then we better have the hostages on their way out of the room at that point anyways, or we're unlikely to get them out, so we can hope for the best in terms of that, and if they try to have one of us open, well, stall for time and be careful.
Guess that leads to the question, which one of us is going to try and negotiate?
If we think persuasion is the way to go, I could try.
Maybe
could
one of
cer-
you can trick who's good at fast talking, and then Roland can back you up with persuasion.
I mean, there's an approach for pretty much every skill type. Charm would be like, oh, jigs up, you got us. Try and push that angle. Fast talk. Hostages out of here. XYZ. And then intimidation. Try and threaten blowing up the thing they're trying to get. Persuasion. Actually try and lay out an argument. Like there's an approach for each skill. It just
Yeah, I mean,
who's gonna do it?
I think probably the highest is Nora's fast talk is 83, so she'll just try and convince them that this box is the box they want, and that we're just like, we didn't realize how big of a deal this was. Sorry, please just take it and let the people go. It's fine, no big deal. That's sort of the approach that I think she will try and take. Just be very like sort of casual and yeah, we didn't realize it was such a big deal. We don't really care that much about delivering it. You may as well just have it. Sorry for the troubles. Please don't hurt anyone, type thing.
Solid.
And then if that doesn't work, she will, try and shoot Miss Cuthbert in the face.
As backup plan, you could have the flash powder like inside the box, so it's at least buy a second or two for everyone else to kick the door in. I'm fixated on the flash powder plan.
Honestly, I like it. Like, as far as
gotta work it in somehow.
No, it's a good idea that we pretend we're going along with this whole thing. We're like, here, have it, no big deal, and then they go to open it, and it does a big flash. And even if they try and get even if they insist that one of us opens it, if we know it's going to happen, and we close our eyes and are prepared for it, I don't think it would be that bad. Like,
Yeah.
Sounds like a good plan to me. I don't have any objections.
So would it be too Hollywood to think that if Nora like shot the box, the thing would like ignite the flash powder?
Like probably like because I mean unless you're putting a crap ton of flash powder in which it basically just becomes an explosive. The amount of flash powder is like a relatively small amount inside a bigger box thing. You'd have to like hit the exact right spot. So if she got like a perfect shot off, sure, but beyond that.
and just to qualify this, because you're somewhat more familiar with explosive stuffs than I am, that would make sense, right? That she could like kind of shy away and close her eyes and
She certainly like the way like that sort of thing would go. I mean, like it's a flash. It's not like it's blinding. Like you're used to like taking photos of people. Normally, you wouldn't be looking at it. They would, and they'd be kind of briefly like, "Ugh." And then, so if you put a fair bit in there, it will be definitely.
it just means like she's the one opening and be like right in her face. But yeah, okay, cool, let's do it.
Nice.
Nora's
That's a
not
good
much
idea.
for self-preservation anyway.
So is it going to
Yeah.
be Draper and Nora carrying the box on? The two talkers?
Yeah,
Is
I
everyone
feel like
else
that makes the most sense.
The hybrids might react to the surprise flash as well. You could convince them that they're following the wrong clause. They're on the brink of insanity, pretty much like the crazy folks down in the basement in the holding downstairs.
And then we're gonna have Watts on the outside, and then the other two just waiting in the stairwell, or
We got 2 doors, one at each door. Integrate everybody's plan. Kick in both doors. Do
Well,
flash powder. And
we're
then
going in-
double negotiate.
we're going in the front with the box. Y'all two could go behind, and have Watts outside. At a porthole.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Quickly rig up some flash powder in the box.
One second, just moving you guys around based on what you described.
I'm gonna go outside, obviously, but I'm gonna keep my hand touching the wall and making sure that I don't look out the open ocean.
Bonus points. If you had the box inside of the box, you could flash, like open the first box to show it's not trapped, and also carrying the object, allegedly.
Yeah, I thought about that, but
Adds some credibility.
it would require touching the object again to get it out of the crate.
We got 2 boxes. We got the steamer to carry the box, and the box that normally carries the objects.
Right,
If I
and
understand
Music.
correctly.
the object is in the wooden box at the moment. We'd have to touch it
I
again
thought it
to
was
pull
in a
it out.
duffel.
It's in a duffel.
I thought it was in
It was
the
in the wooden box in the
in the
duffel.
duffel.
That was how we were carrying it around.
Ah.
Yeah.
The original wooden box, right? So it's no longer a box in a box. It's just a box in a bag. Not a box in a box in a bag.
I mean, we could just like take a sheet and like pull it, wrap it up, and put it in the duffel, and then put the box, the wooden crate, in the steamer. I thought about that.
Hell
That-
yeah.
that's
Now
probably
we're
a good
talking.
idea. And then have the flash powder in the wooden box.
If we don't even know where the object is, there's no chance they can.
Who's on first?
Let's do it.
Which window would give me a better sight of Mrs. Cuthbert? That's where I'd be. Would it be up here or the one below here?
either one. The one at the top there obviously will be harder to get in because you'd have to run around to get to the door.
Oh, I see the doors. Yes. I'll be like the tiger from Madagascar 3. Just lube myself up and I'll just jump through the ring.
I've not seen that film, but I'll take your word for it.
He goes through a ring about that big. After he
Jeez.
greases himself up.
Just like real cats.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I guess let's take a very short pee break before we actually get in there and do this because it's 9:17.
All right.
This is a really exciting plan in which nothing could possibly go wrong.
Definitely not.
There is a 100% chance of success here. 100%.
We're doing 3 plans at once. How could it go wrong?
No, it's perfect. I
No,
love
no,
it.
no, 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 no. You don't get it. The more plans we add, the more chance at least one of the plans will work.
Exactly.
So which
Added
plan should we use?
complexity,
And the answer is
100%.
yes.
All of them.
The answer is all of the plans.
Let's
Everyone
freaking
come up
go.
with and enact your own plan. It'll work out.
All right.
All right.
All right, a few minutes. We're back. Let's get to it. Nora Baker and Roland Draper standing outside of the door on the interior of the ship. Brady and Wright are just behind the door on the far side. And Mr. Watts is peering in the window here. I mean, Brady and Wright, you guys might want to peer in the window yourself closer to the door. Just going to wait and listen. Maybe
Yeah,
crack the door open and take a look.
I'll certainly listen.
Same.
We'll give you listen rolls preemptively. See how good you listen.
No. By 1.
Spend your luck.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess I'll spend my luck.
All right, so makes it a success.
Can I stealthily pry open this porthole and have my revolver sticking through? I mean, my pistol sticking through, aiming at Miss Cuthbert's head. Yeah.
That is a good question. Do portholes open from the outside? I would think not.
I might be lucky; they might be already unlocked. It's just a matter of opening it. Maybe it's already open because it's dinner. It's been dinner, and they might have been airing it out.
Ship portals, a general overview.
It might have been after dinner, and they might have been smoking in there, so they had the window open.
Maybe he has magic hands and he could just open it.
I feel like the sound from the storm would be pretty obvious if you open the porthole.
Yeah, it's obviously pretty noisy outside. I guess let's give it a luck roll to see whether it was already open.
Nope, it wasn't open. Fuck. Ooh, it's like
They're
glued
all
shut.
closed and shut, soldered
Absolutely
shut.
not.
It is welded shut. I'll move to another window.
Well, you'll be able to see with your first shot.
I'm gonna have to move to another window. That's what I'll be doing whilst all this narrative goes on. Let's see if I can find one that is open.
Just keep trying all the windows. I'll give you one more luck roll. We'll see if the one next to it's open.
No, I don't want to push that too much. That's too meta.
That's funny.
I feel like when you roll a 100, I feel like that should come with some consequence there, and I shouldn't have.
Pretty clear cut. Like you didn't get lucky.
Yeah, I feel like that's how you should rule that.
All right, well, I'm fine with me. All right, Miss Baker, Miss Draper, I believe it is on you to decide if you are going to move. Miss Baker, you were listening at the door. You hear with your very successful roll some sounds of talking coming from the dining hall. It's hard to make out what they are saying, but there is definitely sounds of some kind of chatter.
I'll just sigh and say, well, should we just go?
Guess so. It's may as well get this over with, right? So, as they say, the show must go on or something. I don't know. I'm not much good for negotiating. This is rather unusual situation.
Same here.
Right. Well, hopefully we can just keep this short and to the point, and they will not be too suspicious. Let's go.
All right. I'll pick up one side of the trunk.
I'll pick up the other side and head towards the door.
Turn you guys around. Yep. You're heading out into the hall carrying this thing, and you see into this room a series of hybrid deep ones are stationed at the corners of the tables containing what look like the hostages. Miss Cuthbert and a truly fishy, scaly creature are standing in the middle, discussing in hushed tones, while her two companions stand just behind at the far side of the tables.
I will say I don't think Roland's seen a full deep one before.
I guess that's a good point. I don't know if any of you have seen a full deep one before.
The three doing the ritual dead. So I think it's just me.
That's true. Yes, of course, those were full deep ones.
So me and
Mr. Draper.
Right.
Mr. Draper, give me a sanity roll. And
Sanity.
what was that roll? With a success, you reel back at the sight of this thing, but steel yourself and continue to plod forward without dropping your item or otherwise reacting to the horrendous sight of this fishy, scaly humanoid monster.
As we get close, I guess Nora will sort of loudly clear her throat, like, hello, whoever's in charge. I believe we have what you're looking for.
Miss Cuthbert and the two hybrid deep ones closer to you, as well as the full deep one, turn towards you. She takes a step forward and says, "That's quite far enough, Miss Baker. You brought the artifact, then?"
Well, of course. I mean, I hardly expected this many people to get caught up in this business. If it's that important, well, I'm not going to risk them for one job.
Well, then come forward and drop it, and then move back. If it is what you say, then maybe we can see a peaceful end to this matter.
Now, we've come and we've brought you the artifact as you requested. I think it's only fair that you let the hostages go and we settle this like adults. I mean, why are you even stooping to this level? It's ridiculous.
I have been charged with the sacred duty to see the artifact returned beneath the waves, and I tend to see it done. The hostages stay here until we can be sure of that fact. And she nods towards one of the hybrid deep ones to her right, who grabs one of the crewmen who's sitting there on the table and throws him to the ground, stepping upon his chest.
Oh, it's really not necessary, but fine. She'll take a few more steps forward and signal to Mr. Draper to put down the chest.
You guys are moving how far farther?
I don't know, like 5-10 feet at most.
Here?
Yeah.
Well, I think you can move your own tokens
Yeah, I don't
too.
know. I'm just not sure if they're going to react or something,
Okay.
but I don't want to go that much further closer to them. And I will start to put down the box and back off a little.
I'll follow suit.
Dropping the box, the two of you step back, presumably something like this.
Sure. Like, as I said, I mean, I just don't want to see anyone get hurt. Let the poor guy up. What is this? You got what you wanted, and no harm, no foul, right? Just let him go.
Miss Cuthbert snaps her fingers and beckons for the other hybrid deep one to step forward. He slowly plods forward and reaches the box, bending over to look at it.
I was gonna say I would have locked the box.
I was about to
Lock the
ask
bag.
whether the box is locked. He rattles the clasps and looks back towards Miss Cuthbert. She says, "Really? The key, please."
We don't have the key. We've never had it. Why would we have it? We don't even know what's inside this thing. It's some fancy artifact we've been charged with transporting. Why should we care? If you want it this badly, have it. But please, let these people go. For goodness sake.
She rolls her eyes visibly, and you see as she mutters something under her breath for a few moments. The hybrid deep one in front of you seems to grow slightly, muscles tensing. It grabs upon the front of the box, straining, and just a few moments, the box shatters upwards, and presumably this would set off your flash powder. Or was a flash powder in the box inside the box?
I think we had said we put it in the wooden box.
Yeah. Yeah.
So breaks it open, finding the smaller box inside, and let's make it a little. Here we go.
Nice. I'm so immersed right now.
Sweet.
Breaking open there's a smaller box inside. The hybrid deep one picks it up carefully with its straining muscle-bound arms and walks with it back towards Miss Cuthbert, presenting it to her. It bows down in front. She takes it and looks at it on all sides and says, "Really, so small."
It's not the size that counts, I'm sure you're aware.
She turns towards the full deep one, presenting the box. She bows down and bows down and then gets down on both knees, holding it up in front of the thing. The thing makes some guttural clicking noises and speaks out in what I suppose Watts, if he could hear through the window, would recognize as Relian. But it would be rather muffled through. Okay, with a hard success on a listen roll, you do make out a few snatches as the thing is saying, "Human, this better be better have the artifact this time." And he takes the object and sets it down in front of him. With his webbed fingers, he grabs upon the lid and pulls it open. And this then presumably sets off the flash powder.
There was another box inside there. Which had...
Goddamn Matroyska doll artifact!
The artifact, it's a box.
With that, the flash explodes outwards right in the face of Miss Cuthbert, who's bending over it, as is this deep one. The other people are looking towards it, obviously quite interested. And with that, we are going to need to go into combat. Because it's not just going to be like, let's negotiate more. Where is...
So we didn't negotiate for the passengers to leave before we gave the box over.
We tried.
Well, I didn't get a chance to roll.
She wasn't having
aiming
that.
as well out the window.
It's true, you did try to be convincing, but she was not having it. Weird hybrid deep ones are actually more dexterous than full deep ones.
Probably because they're less fishy.
And then
I mean, if we were in the water, maybe that would be different, but you know.
all right, with the thing going off, we will, I guess, see who. I don't know. How should I? Is there like a good thing to roll as to whether somebody's stunned by something? I'll say like Miss Cuthbert and the deep ones for sure are just like, oh shit, what's going on this first round?
Constitution?
Yeah, that seems like makes
Dodge.
sense.
Oh yeah.
I think Constitution. We're gonna see the hybrid deep ones are also stunned by this, and we're using the old. But her two assistants, who are standing behind the deep one, are not flashed nearly as badly. Mr. Watts, you are up first.
I would have already been aiming right at Mrs. Cuthbert.
Yep, which means you get a bonus die.
I'll take a shot. Did I roll the bonus die or no need?
No, you didn't. You have to click the bonus thing at the bottom.
I said, do I need to roll it?
Oh, I mean, you might get a better roll. 30 instead of a 40, which was, I suppose, still just a success.
Not a
Not a hard
success.
Doesn't really matter. Firing through the window, you catch the stunned Miss Cuthbert. The bullet tearing through her shoulder, sending her reeling backwards. It was fortunate that your shot rang true, considering Miss Green was right behind her.
Yeah. Okay. Collateral damage. I'm not bothered.
Oh, weird. She doesn't have. That's funny. I don't actually have her health on her thing.
Yeah, this is the 20th century. A lot more people died in hostage situations.
Yeah.
Where is her? Oh, there it is. I see. Okay.
The range of my pistol is only 15 yards. So I don't know if
Oh.
that comes into effect on distance. There, 'cause I'm
I
pretty sure.
think that would mean that you would take 15 yards. That's that's
times three.
45 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, you're within that range.
All right. Perfect.
That's only 15% of a football field.
Anything else that you want to do with your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna run to the corner. I don't know how far I can run.
I believe you can run 8 units.
Okay.
What does
1,
your
2, 3,
speed
4,
say?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, it's 8. Yeah. Movement rate's 9.
Oh, then 9.
Get in there, boys.
You're right up behind him all of a sudden. Seeing Miss Cuthbert shot. The hell were their names? So I got their. I never changed the names on the tokens. They're both still Oaks.
Thug 1 and Thug 2.
Bleeker, that's right. Jack Bleeker and Lance McDonald.
I don't think we
Bleeker
even learned
run-
their names up to this point.
I don't think you did. No.
Yeah.
Bleecker runs forward, falling onto the ground in front of Miss Cuthbert to block any further attacks. Meanwhile, Oaks unholsters his weapon and fires blindly towards the window where the shot came from.
Good job I moved.
With a penalty die, the shot goes wild. And does he hit? No, it'll be over the people's heads. I don't think he's going to shoot and accidentally shoot one of the hostages yet. The shot plings off the bulkhead and misses the glass entirely. He turns, scanning the other portholes, but misses you running by them so quickly. The hybrid deep ones remain confused in this first round. Mr. Draper.
I'm going to pull out my pistol. And I think I'm going to fire at the full deep one. That one seems the most scary.
That will be hard to hit with another hybrid deep one right in the way.
Yeah, could I... I'll move here so that most likely if I miss, I'll just hit this guy. And if I miss this way, I'll hit this guy. And not any of the hostages.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll...
Sorry, one sec. Just double checking the rules about when somebody's behind something.
You get a clamp. Double headshot. Bang, bam.
You take a penalty die for him being an undercover.
Okay. Well, okay, yeah. It was better.
That was a whole lot better. That was
23.
A beautiful shot. And it's a fumble indicates that a ally is hit if you fire into melee combat. You're able to shoot just over as the creature is taller behind the hybrid deep one in front of it. The shot manages to take it. Actually, sorry, 1 second. It was also going to be diving for cover given the first shot that came into the room. Oh no, sorry, no, it's not. It's stunned right now. Yeah. The shot rips through its upper pectoral muscles, and black blood oozes down as it's reeling with its eyes closed.
Was that a hard success, and does he get extra damage with that or not?
Well, because it was a penalty, it was a 23, which was just a regular success. I will then, if I can, try to use the table for some cover.
Put the table up.
Yeah, you can duck down behind it and peer out over.
Yeah.
The deep one is reeling from the flash that's gone off in his face. Mr. Wright.
All right. I try to open the door.
Door is unlocked.
All right. I try and use the wall as much as cover as I can, and quick glance of the room, I see. This is pretty easy to see these two hybrids, Lackey, and then probably the deep one, right? He's pretty big.
The first time you ever seen a real deep one?
Oh, I have not seen a deep one before.
Yeah, you'll have to make a sanity roll.
Oh,
Sorry.
I got a bad feeling about this one.
We did establish this earlier. Oh, success! Jeez. Yeah, you see this strange apparition, but you hold down your bile and keep yourself steady on your feet.
And I would have an aim action, but I couldn't shoot, right?
Yeah, if you want to aim, then you can't shoot. You have to hold off for a turn.
With all the collateral damage, I'll just stay in cover, but aiming at the deep one. That's my turn.
I'm glad I tried that window before, because if I tried to do that shot, it would have been a malfunction.
Miss Baker.
Okay. So this, this is the like deep one, right? Yeah. I can move pretty. I'm gonna run over like here. Can I go around behind this table?
Yep. I can't actually see where you're. I think. Yeah. Okay.
Like there?
Yes. Yes. You could.
Okay, so from here, yes, actually, I'll go even one further. Oh, who is this? It's hard to keep track of.
That's a random. Like all the black and white ones, other than Miss Cuthbert, who has an actual nameplate. Oh, I guess you can't see her nameplate.
Yeah,
that's annoying. Redhead is Miss Green. Miss Cuthbert is the one with the like smoky black coal eyes. The rest of the black and white portraits are all just like random people. Yay! Not a great line of sight. That's going to be like penalty die. You're firing into melee combat. You've got Miss Green and Miss Cuthbert and her assistant, who has like basically jumped into the fray to try and cover them at this time.
Okay, instead of going over here, can I have gone over here and jumped up on the table?
Yes.
From the table, can I shoot him more in the facial region without as much concern? If he's like 8 feet tall.
Yes, I will say sure. If from the table you can get a clear shot.
Sweet. I'm gonna shoot at his head, or upper area. Not being too specific because I don't want to have to aim good. Oh, it did not work. No.
Your shot goes wide for like the first time ever.
Seriously.
Your shot goes wide. You jump up on the table and quickly pull your weapon and fire across the room, but the creature is reeling and ducking as it reacts to the flash in its eyes, and then your shot misses.
Nora just kind of freezes and looks at her gun for a second, like, what the hell just happened?
You're gonna jump back down off of the table?
And then, yeah, she's gonna, like, dive over here and sort of hide behind the table.
Mr. Brady.
I think I'm gonna try and sneak past Mr. Wright, and I'm gonna try and maybe get to like right here behind this chair, kind of hunker down below the chair if I can. And would I be able to go ahead and try and take a shot at this?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's not in any compromised position.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try and just like obscure most of my figure, and then just try and peek over and take aim at this guy here. And oh no.
Your shot, unfortunately, doesn't quite go into him. It plings off of the top of the chair as you fire across the table and hits the roof. Anything else?
I guess that's it for my turn.
And Mr. Watts.
All right. I'm gonna run in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spots of my 9, and just fire 3 point blank straight into it.
All right.
Oh my god.
Oh my
What?
god.
What can I do? What can I do?
Roll 20 hates you right now.
Yes, it
Apparently,
does.
yeah, like because you got a bonus die, but you gave it up to be able to fire 3 shots.
Yeah.
Jesus. You
5 missed shots in a row right there from us.
Jesus. Yeah, you run into the room, sliding across and stop short right in front of this creature. As you unload a fan of shots, pulling the trigger 3 times in a row. As you do so, the creature is stumbling backwards in surprise and falls over its own legs, falling flat on the ground. And your shots fly over it's above where it was standing moments before.
Well, shit.
We're back to the 2 assistants. The one closer to you, Mr. Watts, hearing the shots fire off, turns in your direction and takes aim and fires.
Can you dodge ranged attacks?
You can dive for a target that is aware is being fired upon may react by diving for cover. This means jumping behind a physical barrier, throwing oneself to the floor, or ducking and diving at speed in an attempt to prevent more difficult target. Diving for cover requires a dodge roll. If this is successful, the target presents a more difficult target to the attacker to get 1 penalty die. Diving for cover is a desperate response to a desperate situation. A character who opts to dive for cover forfeits their next attack, regardless of whether they were successful or not.
That's me, right?
That's you. Would you have dived for cover as he turns to fire at you?
Absolutely.
Well, then roll that dodge. Ooh, thank God. That's what you needed. You needed a hard success. So you, after
Dodge this
firing
way.
this off, you jump backwards and roll and knocking this chair out of the way, fall down behind this table.
So, because I forfeit my next go, right? Can I reload during that time or not at
you
all?
forfeit your next attack, not your
Okay.
next go. So you still can do other
Perfect.
things. At least that's how I read the rules. The other fellow is standing over Miss Cuthbert to keep her protected. He points in the direction of Miss Baker and fires off a shot. But Miss Baker is behind cover. It doesn't matter a penalty die. Either way, the shot goes wide, plinging off of the table, shattering a glass, but not hitting Miss Baker at all. Next up are the hybrid deep ones. The one that fell to the ground stumbles back to its feet, looking confused, and is momentarily still out of the fight. The one up above, seeing the people coming in the back door there, hearing it. How fast does he move? Stay in here. Oh, there it is, 8. Walks over towards Mr. Brady. and is going to try to tackle you to the ground.
Oh,
Which I suppose you could fight back or or try to dodge. He failed anyway, so you
Yeah, I
could
would-
try and like punch him back if you want and do damage.
I don't know if my brawl is any good. Let me see. Well,
You two tussle briefly, with neither one coming out on top. The one standing in the center here looks towards Mr. Draper, and let me just double check. A lot of things double check. He begins muttering something under his breath as he looks staring towards you, his eyes bulging out of his skull. He stares straight towards you, Mr. Draper. And finally, the last one that's closer to Miss Baker turns towards the group in the center here, and raises his arm, letting out a howl as a mist appears all around. And I need to draw a thing for that. But like that. Oh, that's too big. Too wide. Nice. This area is now obscured. You cannot see what is happening. There is a mist covering it. Mr. Draper.
I would. Did anything happen when that guy stared at me?
Nope, he is continuing to stare and mutter at you, but you now can't see him because he's inside the mist.
Okay. I'm gonna duck down where, like, even though the mist is there, so I break line of sight of that guy, and then just shout to say, everyone run towards the walls, to try to get the people to get out of the middle of the room. And then I'm going to I'm gonna maneuver over to here. So that was 7, which is my move, and then fire at this guy again. Oh, there's people behind him though.
He's not. So the rules is written. He's not in melee range, and there's nobody blocking directly in front.
Okay. So, just a regular shot.
Yep.
Oof. 96. Holy cow.
Yeah, you fire off, and he's still recovering from being briefly blinded, and the shot clings between his legs as he's moving and getting back to his feet to right himself. Is that all your movement?
Yeah, I would also just like to duck down again so I'm not in line of sight of the one who was staring at me.
Alrighty, so basically down here, like behind the table.
Yeah.
The deep one back to its feet, looking around, trying to decide what to do, taking in the various things that are happening. It can't see across the one way, and Mr. Draper is ducked back down. So it turns towards Mr. Brady, who has been tussling with the hybrid deep one over there. It makes some kind of strange gurgling noises and calls something out. Make a power roll. Is that right? Tested roll. Yes. Yes, power roll.
I'm trying to find it here.
It's like a main stat.
Yeah, it's one of the ones at the top.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I looked up there and I didn't see it immediately.
Oh,
Holy crap!
wow.
He's immune. He reversed it back on him.
Damn.
Whatever he is doing seems to fizzle in his mouth as you focus your energies and preventing whatever this strange tingling sensation that's coming across you from taking hold. You shake it off, and nothing actually happens. The creature starts to stalk across the room slowly in this direction. Mr. Wright.
I would like to let that shot off.
Do it.
For aim shot, I roll and then click bonus.
Yep. And who are you shooting?
It was the deep one, dude.
All right.
Might have thought about shooting somebody else, but first time seeing it, he spooked. So we're going after that one.
Same reason I was going after that one.
Oh, I forgot that if you had readied the firearm, you get to go earlier. I totally forgot about this rule. If you have your firearm and you're readied and you're like gonna go, you actually get to go 50 decks higher. So you would have been able to shoot sooner. Either way, it wouldn't have killed him, but something for us to remember. The shot slams into this thing and it screams out, crumpling to the ground before slowly pulling itself back to its feet. It seems to be very hurt. The gun having pierced its inner organs, it looks like it's barely holding itself up as its eyes dart to and fro. It looks towards the exits.
All right. Yeah. I guess I'll stay where I'm at. Keep using that as
Alright.
cover.
Miss Baker.
Okay. Well, I guess all I can really see is the one hybrid dude.
Yeah.
And
some civilians.
sorry?
And some innocent civilians.
And yes, some civilians. Can I actually see a little bit of Miss Green, like, sticking out of the mist?
Yes, although I will say, like, we're kind of in this kind of, I was saying, at the end of this turn, they're all going to be starting to, like, make movements to, like, get out of their chairs and start fleeing in panic all directions as we're getting into, like, the third round in a moment. So, like, she's probably starting to try and make moves.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's nothing in the way, and I can see him pretty clearly, so I will just, like, stand back up and use the table to sort of help steady her arm and shoot at the hybrid guy that she can see.
Okay.
I assume the table doesn't give me any kind of
No,
actual
you don't
practical
get it.
advantage, so I'm just going to shoot at him once because I want to actually hurt him. No! What is going on?
The shot goes wide, flying off through the mist. You think you almost winged him, but just a little bit off, and you didn't quite catch his body. You gonna do anything else besides duck back down, presumably?
Yeah, I guess I'll just duck back down. I don't know. While I'm cowering and failing at doing what Nora's supposed to do, she get any kind of read on Cuthbert before all this actually went down, as far as, like, her
Oh shit! She's not on the. She's
place
supposed to be on
this?
the. She never got on the.
Well, great.
She was just
Yeah.
shocked by her wound.
Read on her. She obviously like knelt down in front of this deep one. Besides that, I'm not sure what you're looking for.
I don't know, just how like does she just seem kind of brainwashed and like cultified, or does she seem to have some kind of like autonomy and drive and actual, I don't know, is she evil or just corrupted and stupid?
Couldn't say.
Okay.
He wasn't just like she didn't have like glowing eyes or something that would be like, oh my god, she's been taken over.
Yeah, okay. All right, whatever. That's it.
Oh, Mr. Brady.
I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and try and back up just a little bit.
Not gonna
Right, like-
unload into this guy point blank.
Yeah, I've actually never done that, and I'm not sure.
You'd get 3 shots, and because you'd be
3
point
shots.
blank, you don't take a penalty die.
Okay. So what I just
Or
need to
you
stay
can
where I
just
was.
roll one with a bonus.
Yeah,
right?
or you roll a single one with a bonus die if you're point blank.
Okay. Do I need to still be where I was?
Yes, you need to be where you were.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I'll do that then. Nice.
You gonna do all 3, or just do? Are we gonna do the one bonus?
Just the one bonus.
Well, that is a pretty substantial amount of damage as you fire into the center mass of this hybrid deep one, and you manage to get it straight in the heart with your careful shot. It falls backwards with a heavy thump and lies unmoving on the ground, like flat prostrate.
Okay. Well, awesome. I'm just gonna like hunker down behind this chair and just be like, "Watts, did you see that?" And I'm gonna blow out the smoke on my gun.
While Watson just run in, fired 3 times, totally missing, got shot at, and jumped behind something. Speaking of which, Mr. Watts, it is your turn, but you cannot take an attack. I suppose this also means that anybody with a gun gets to go first in this, which essentially means that Miss Cuthbert and a couple of the deep one, or the hybrid deep ones, and the deep one go later.
Is it too much to ask that I'd be here and I stand up, shoulder pushing up the table to create an actual barrier, and then reload while I sit down behind it? Or is that too much action?
No, I'd say you could do that.
Actually, would these tables not be bolted down on a ship?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. They probably would be bolted down, 100%.
Okay, then I won't do that. I'm just gonna move to this point.
You kneel down, get your shoulder under it, and you're just like, oh god!
No, I'm just more like suffering a bit from anxiety with his short breaths, shaking a little bit after realizing I nearly got killed, and then I'm gonna reload my weapon.
I don't think
4
me
rounds.
and Miss Baker should get the bonus because we didn't have our guns out at the start. We were with the crate. I think the other three would.
It's not just at the start. It's like, in general, once you're brandishing your gun, if you at the start you wouldn't have got it, but once you had pulled your gun out and you are now shooting, unless you choose to not shoot at the start of your turn, you get the bonus.
Oh, okay.
Because in general, the idea is that compared to running over and like shooting somebody, or running over and like tackling somebody, or shooting somebody, or doing some other stuff, you get to like shoot right away because you're like, I'm shooting.
Are you saying that I get to shoot because
you do not.
Ready? Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna reload. I look nervous as hell, sitting down behind this table.
That's a little confusing in terms of like because it says like it takes less time to pull a trigger than to swing a club or sword. Therefore, ready firearms may shoot at Dex plus 50 in the Dex order. Okay, so you must go minus 50 if you're choosing to do something other than shoot your gun right away. Basically, the idea being is that like if you got your gun out and you're like started my turn, in the turn order, it's like okay, if you're just like the first thing you're going to do on your turn is shoot your gun, you get your plus 50 on the turn order. If the first thing you're going to do on your turn is not shoot your gun, you're going to go and do something else, then you got to drop back down.
So if I want to like run over to melee range and then shoot him, then I'm at 45. But if I just shoot him from here, it's 95.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So one of these guys is going to have to wait because he's inside a bunch of darkness. The other guy is going to try and take a shot at Mr. Watts and Mr. Brady, who is still basically behind cover, considering where you're located. And he fails. He takes a shot, and unfortunately, it goes wide once more. I suppose he could roll his penalty die to see what's worse. It doesn't matter.
He hits the dead deep one.
It plunks off of the wall behind you, doing no damage. He's going to move over to get behind cover over here. Oh, at the start of the turn, people are starting to run hither and thither different directions, not very fast yet, as they try and make their way to along the sides of the wall away from what's going on and duck down. And move those. This Marine runs over here, and this guy's still stuck, and this dude jumps out over here, this way, over that way. All right, Mr. Draper. Unless you don't want to shoot your gun right away, in which case you'll have to see that.
That guy got in the way. I was just gonna open up on the deep one, but this other guy got in the way.
He is crouching.
Yeah, would he would? I would still get a penalty for that, would I? For the
No, Oaks is crouching down. You could definitely stand up and shoot over him.
Okay, then yeah, I'll do that. Okay. Oh my
No!
goodness.
Standing up, taking aim, you fire out, and the bullet plings off the far wall as it passes by this deep one that's stalking across the room.
I think I'll back up a little bit and duck under for cover.
Mr. Wright, if you're going to shoot, you can shoot now, but otherwise we got to drop you down.
Aiming drops me down.
Yeah, I guess not. Aiming would basically you do right away, so why not?
I will aim.
All right. Mr. Brady.
I'm gonna I guess I'm gonna try and hunker down and just move to the right of this table.
We're going to move you around. We got to wait until later in the turn order.
Okay, my bad.
It's your opportunity to just fire at something.
I guess I'm just gonna. Yeah, I guess I'll just fire. Well, I might fire at this one.
The big guy is definitely hurt. He's taken 2 bullets already.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and fire at him. No.
Jeez, a lot of 90s. Another shot going wide, and plinking off of the wall in the back, and you hear this people scream out who are moving along the walls trying to escape. Anything else you're planning to do?
Nope, just gonna try and obscure my figure just behind this chair.
Miss Baker.
No, I want to move before I shoot.
Yeah, I'm just double checking that, like whether you have to end your turn with your attack, and that's why that's the way it's set up. You can delay your actions. Interesting. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Play it the way it is. We will move you down to here. So this brings up Miss Cuthbert. Finally, she steps out of the mist, looking across and taking in what's going on. She sees Mr. Watts, Brady, and Wright as the obvious targets on the far side. I don't know, let's choose one. Looks at Mr. Brady and chants something, and you'll once more have to make an opposing power roll.
I won't be so lucky this time, I'm sure. Yep.
That was 390 plus in a row from us.
Yeah.
Oof.
Just getting him out early. Saving up for something that's about to happen. Who knows? Who knows what could happen? Could be anything.
We could all die.
Yeah.
She screams out as she does this, and you feel as you feel as if there's something grabbing upon your heart, as if like a magical tentacle has appeared within your chest and is constricting the flow of your blood, preventing your heart from beating. You take. Is that really? I gotta check that. No, I think it's 15. Okay, you take. You guys are going to spend points equal to twice. I wrote a short version of this. Anyway, no, that's fine. You take three points of damage.
Okay.
But you see as her eyes go crazy and tears stream down her face. She's panting as sweat beads upon her brow, looking to and fro. She clutches her fists tight, and blood drips from her palms as her nails bite in. But you can surmise that this hurts the caster almost as much as it hurts the person it's cast on. All right. The hybrid deep ones. Whatever was happening to Roland does not seem to come through. Whether it's because you ducked down or what, you do not know. The one in the back corner here, having been fired at by Miss Baker, runs towards her, leaping across the table, seeking to pull her to the floor. And you'll have to do a opposed brawl. Jeez, everybody's rolling bad. It stumbles and falls as it tries to like jump over the table and sprawls upon the ground behind you. You, in trying to react to this, slip and fall as well, ducking down just the right time. The two failures turn into a bonus for you, fortunately.
Sweet.
The next hybrid deep one emerges from the mist, looking over the table at you once more, Draper. You see as it once more starts chanting, reaching its arms out towards you. Finally, the one over at the far side here moves around the corner to accost Mr. Watts. It lashes out with a ham fist. You can choose to fight back or dodge.
Do I get to maneuver? Is that what one of them is? I was looking at the combat flow chart.
Yeah. The maneuver is like you can try, instead of attacking back, you can try and do an effect like tripping somebody or grappling them or something like that.
All right, I'll. What do you say? I can do what to him? Sorry, what are the two options?
Like
you said?
grapple or like any kind of like not trying to hurt him and instead trying to incapacitate him or something like that.
Yeah, but I can dodge or grapple. Is that what you said?
You could dodge, grapple, or fight back. Like grapple is a type of fight back.
I'll fight back. Actually, I'll try and pull him. Is he on the table or on the chair or something?
He's just
Make him
around the
trip
side
over-
of the table, reaching
Make him
around.
trip over that chair that I knocked over.
All right, give a brawl.
Brawl. Okay, brawl is on the normal page, right? Skills.
Yeah, it should also be in your combat page.
Actually, I won't do that because I'm very bad at it. I'll dodge instead.
I don't know if you can fight back. No, I don't think you can fight back with firearms. I'm not sure.
I just reloaded as well. So. And you said it's quicker to shoot a trigger than it is to swing my fist.
Yeah.
I wish I could shoot, but I won't. I'll dodge.
Just double checking with that there's a note here.
I just got the image with all these bad rolls on both sides. It's like we were all so serious about the lead up to this and the conversation, and then it's just like yakety sax music while we're fighting.
Like people missing all over the place and guns going wild. The deep one remains remains barely standing. It starts to make its way towards the door. It gets over to here, seeing the three of you. It turns towards Mr. Wright and once more calls out, trying to impress something upon you, and you'll have to make an opposing power roll. With that, you will have to make a... Oh, I'm sorry. Also, shoot. Well, we'll worry about that later. I forgot about it. You feel your lungs fill with seawater and you cough up. It feels like you're drowning. You will, on your turn, take 1d8 damage.
Oh no. That's a lot of damage.
All right, Miss Baker.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't know. In our twisting and whatever on the floor, Nora's just gonna try and get her gun pointed like center mass at this thing and fire 3 times.
All right.
Do I have to do anything, or can I just like?
No,
Okay, okay. Jesus, she got one of them.
At least one of them goes off in the right direction and fires straight into this thing, hitting it in its gut. It cries out, burbling, and rolls on the floor.
I'm not really sure what else I can do, so I guess I'm just gonna try and keep it from getting away if I can.
All right, Mr. Watts, if you want to fire right away, otherwise we'll drop you down the list.
Yeah, I'll fire straight away. Can I fire? Would I have some? Would I hear the actual deep one gurgling and staring at right?
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty obvious. The thing is large and looming and making noises.
I'll take a shot at it.
Oh boy.
Mike, what did you do? You fixed it, haven't you?
Brutal. Another shot fired and another shot missed.
Can I then
Is
fire
this-
my other 2 rounds at the guy next to me?
Yeah, I guess so. You have to do a penalty die on that first one, but I guess you missed anyway,
Okay.
so it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah. Do you want me to roll a penalty for that now?
It doesn't really matter, you know. It's because
Can I-
your
is
gun
there-
can't jam, right?
Well, if I roll 100, it can.
Oh, okay. Well, then you should penalty die. Oh no, but you can't. You'd have to have rolled a 70, not a 73, to be able to roll to get the 100.
Okay. All right, and I'll just fire two point blank into this guy. One hit.
Then this one of the two shots manages to strike true, hitting him in the arm as blood sprays out and his arm goes limp.
That's 3 shots. I'm just marking my shots. I will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7. Yeah, so I'll move here. Getting closer to Mrs. Cuthbert.
You jump out and sprint across the room after firing off the shots.
Yes.
So we're on to the two fellows. One of the guys moves out in front of Miss Cuthbert. Seeing you running forward, he's going to attempt to rescue you to the floor.
Dodge. Wait, doesn't he drop down if he's not shooting? Straight away.
Oh, you are right. He is not shooting straight away. Okay, he has to wait. Put him back. The other fellow is going to take a shot at I suppose Mr. Draper. That is a confusing rule to keep track of with with tokens that are like shared.
Yeah, that is weird.
What the fuck? Oh, did I click on the wrong thing? Oh yeah, I did. Okay, that's a success. It's supposed to be
Yeah.
50.
Do I have cover? So it has a penalty.
Oh, you're right. It's a penalty die, which makes it a failure.
Ooh.
Thank God. The shot plings off the top. You hear it whiz right across your head as you are ducked down behind this thing. We'll move this guy down to Mr. Right. Unless you want to go later.
You skipped me.
Oh, did I? Shit.
Yeah, I think you moved. You moved it and then
okay.
hit next turn.
Oops. That's why.
But I am not gonna shoot first.
Okay. Drop you back down. Mr. Right.
I had
Mr.
aimed,
Wright,
and I would like
take
to
one
shoot.
d8. He cast it on you. You have to take 1d8 damage. And I believe you are paralyzed. Unless you can... Oof! Ow! Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Fuck.
Can you luck that?
Any?
I don't think you can luck combat.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think you
Yeah,
can like
so-
anything in combat.
Yeah, I don't think so, but I'm not... Could be wrong, but I don't think so. Yeah, I believe you are simply... Yeah, you're paralyzed. Unless you could have broken out with that Constitution roll save. So we go on to Mr. Brady.
Right. Seeing Red go down. I just took the damage. Like, I had that incident with my heart in the deep one. Like, am I still aware enough to, like, be able to function to shoot and move and...
Did I mix that up? That you were the one who took the fucking shit.
No,
Did I swap that
he
up?
took
Right, or-
he took the one from Miss Cuthbert.
Oh, he has the water thing.
Yeah, or...
Is that right?
So
Was it...
No, I got hit by something.
Yeah, I
failed my
thought you
power
were
roll.
hit by the heart thing, and was it Brady was hit by the feels like
no,
drowning?
that's you got
No, it's the
heart
other way
thing.
around.
Yeah, it's the other way around.
Do they have the same? They may be confused because they have the same mechanic. Yeah, no, it's 1d8. Okay, okay. So, Mr. Wright, you are not paralyzed. It's the heart one that's paralyzed. The heart one does less
Oh.
damage. So you, while you are writhing on the ground and choking, you could try and do something. So sorry.
I had
You roll
aimed
that.
a shot.
Yeah, I'll
had
say
the
you can
shot.
take the shot, but you're going to take one penalty die, so it'll be a regular shot.
All right,
This
all
is
right.
your-
Flip of a coin.
Yeah.
I flipped and I missed.
Ah.
I imagine he's aiming, then he starts coughing, and then starts coughing really bad, then shoots wide. Doubles over coughing. Water.
And then Mr. Brady had the heart thing. That actually doesn't do as much damage.
yeah, he only took 3 damage.
Yeah, and you succeeded in your power roll, I thought, but I failed in mine.
No, I failed in my power roll.
Yes, so you need to do an opposed power roll again. Otherwise, you are simply paralyzed.
Okay.
Oh, frickus.
Let me see.
Where's her?
Oh. So close. Went away.
Yeah, so if you both fail, you roll a d3 for damage.
No. I need to roll a d3?
I guess I could roll it either way around.
Oh, okay.
D3, that's a weird die. It's not a real die.
Oh, my bad. I didn't do the /.
That's right. Like triangle die is the D4
D4.
pyramid.
So I lose
I've
another
seen some
damage.
really weird, like, loopy shape things that people have done to try and do D3s, and they're just kind of bizarre. I don't think it really works.
With physical dice, I would just roll a d6 and then
Yeah,
half
have it.
It's
Miss
just crazy.
Baker.
Okay, well, I guess I'm still on the floor with this thing. I'm gonna fire my last 2 bullets into it and hope it stops moving.
All right, do it up. Or you can fire 1 bullet with a bonus. I don't know what's the better. I feel like they're the same roll, but one doesn't waste a second bullet.
But I have to reload anyways. Like, am I gonna leave my gun with just 1 bullet in it? Not really.
Well, I mean, maybe next time you get a single shot off is important. That's up to you.
Mm,
How would Nora
okay,
do?
sure. What would Nora do? I feel like Nora would shoot. She would shoot. Oh, I clicked too many times because it didn't seem like it was happening.
Oh, those are enough. This thing is attempting to stand back up and right itself in front of you, but you fire off again, and this time it slams back into the wall, crumpling into a prostrate form.
Sweet. I'm sure I can't do it on this turn, but Nora just like sort of slouches back behind the table and starts reloading.
All right.
Now it's just a guy running out from the mist.
Yeah. So this guy runs out of the mist and goes to tackle Mr. Watts.
Dodgery-do.
All right, you can dodge. Very successfully.
I jump and do like a really bad splits in the air as he stumbles under my legs.
Yeah, jumps underneath you, and you fly over his head like Bruce Lee.
Yeah, that's what I just did. And he hits his head on the corner of the table and dies. Right.
Mr. Draper.
Can this gun... Yes, this gun can do the 3. Okay. I was just hoping my whole plan just didn't go out the window there. Okay, so I'm gonna... I don't like this guy staring at me. So I'm gonna charge him and then fire 3 times at point blank.
All right.
And then my gun will be empty. I'll have to reload.
Oh my god! Jesus!
I'll just look at my gun.
This
like,
is easily the worst combat we've ever had.
Yeah, the fire off 3 times as you run in towards this thing, and it's just staring deep into your soul with its eyes, and you're unsettled by this, firing wildly. Your bullets don't seem to catch the thing anywhere that matters.
Would I be able to run back?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I suppose. Why not? I didn't find anything that says you can't, run and shoot and run.
Yeah, I'll go on this side of the table.
Yeah, or you could jump into the mist.
Yeah, I'll go around this way, have the table, and be in the mist.
All right.
The mist burns your skin from your bones.
Miss Cuthbert has to face the repercussions of the spell that she's trying to cast on you. That's a weird wording. Anyway, how is she doing on MP? Well, she's getting low. She's screaming and crying and tearing at her hair as she maintains her focus upon the spell that she has cast. Otherwise, she does nothing. Hybrid deep ones. 2 of them are down. One of them, seeing that Mr. Brady and Mr. Wright are otherwise taken care of, stomps off towards Mr. Watts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is fine, yes. Comes in with his fist clenched and goes to smack you.
I already taken a dodge on one attack. Can I do it again?
That is a good question.
There's something where it says if I'm outnumbered as well in the combat flow chart.
You can dodge once and parry once per turn. You can do so while you can't dodge again, you can fight back.
Nice.
I will I'll try and parry it. I mean, there's nothing else I can do, right?
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah. So what do I do? Brawl or can I?
Brawl.
All right. Well, I wish I brawled on the first one because I need to roll a 25. Sorry, it's just on the other page.
Yeah, you need to beat him too. Oh my god, you did it!
I've gone pure Bruce Lee.
All right, roll your. It's like D4 plus bonus damage. I think is your brawl damage. You should have a thing for brawl for damage in your like combat.
Damage bonus is just 1d4.
Okay. Is there not like a I don't know? Is there not like a brawl combat thing for your hand attack?
Not that I see. I mean, I don't see brawl as a damage thing here at all.
Let me take a look. Oh, I guess yeah. There's nothing under weapons. You punch back, and this thing takes a hard hit in the gut as it tries to swing over your head, and you dodge underneath it.
So I found something here that says damage for unarmed human attacks is 1d3. So I think it's a 1d3 plus a 1d4.
Oh, that would make sense. That's weird.
Those roll a 1d3 then. That's my damage.
Yeah. Because the damage bonus is 1d4. Well, that's enough. You slam this thing so hard in the gut that it spews bileless black ooze out of its mouth, and it falls flat forward, crumpling onto this chair.
Damn.
I'll be like, hey, that's what I say. And I stare back at the guy next to me, like dead in the eyes.
The other hybrid deep one that was trying to do the bug-eyed thing to Draper can no longer see him once more, and whatever he was attempting fizzles. The deep one storms out through the door and sprints over the edge and leaps into the water.
Damn.
With it disappearing from view, Mr. Wright, you feel the no. Yes, he was the one who.
I had the water. He had the heart thing.
Yeah. Shit. Which one did which? Did
Heart thing was the paralyzed.
Yeah, the heart thing was the paralyzed.
Yeah. So.
Fuck, I don't know how I mixed this up.
The fishman did the drowning spell.
Yes. Okay. So the drowning spell ends with him disappearing out of range. You on your next turn will barf up a whole bunch of water.
I was gonna be eating 1d8 per turn.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
Wow.
That was like 90% chance of instant death.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Back to the top of the list.
I would have lived.
Oh, there you go.
One more turn.
Mr. Watts, are you shooting?
Oh hell yeah! But yeah, I mean, like I want to shoot and move. Like I want to move here and shoot. That's kind of what I want to do. So
Oh, well, you have to wait.
I mean, like I want to shoot this guy as I'm moving. Yeah, but yeah, it's fine. I'll wait.
Hold on, we drop you down to there. Mr. Wright, this turn with the spell ending, you are feeling the final effects. You are vomiting up seawater out of your lungs with a prodigious quantities. You will not be able to act upon this turn.
Wait, I thought the heart one was the paralyzed.
No, just in general that like you can't. You're not literally paralyzed, but I would say ruling that like you are basically
gotcha.
like incapacitated. It's like you're recovering from this. because it's
Fair
in
enough.
this round that this ended. Or like, Mr. Brady, you are going to have to do another opposed power roll.
Nice.
Oh, there we go. Let's see what she does.
It ain't over yet.
No.
Oh. So another 1d3.
Oh, dang.
That's 3 damage. And you remain paralyzed. How you doing on health? You must be low. 4?
Yeah, I'm less than half. I'm at 4.
Miss Baker needs to drop down because she has no ammo.
Double
Didn't you
my
have 2
health.
guns though?
I have a rifle, but I mean, in close quarters combat, I am much better with my handgun than my rifle. So
I wasn't sure if you had an extra handgun.
no, but after this, she totally will.
I think I fixed that right. All right. The 2 fellows who are still up, looking about as this is going on. One of them breaks away and bolts through the mist. Oh, sorry, he can't move. Duh, he has to shoot. Oaks is going to take a point blank shot at Mr. Watts. Or not Oaks, the other guy. What's fuck his name is? The guy I didn't ever change the nameplates. Should have done that.
He needs to miss.
Ooh, he does not. 19. He takes a shot as you're standing right in front of him. Oh no, you know what? He didn't have his weapon out. I suppose. No, I think he can take his weapon out. But no, he couldn't take his weapon out. He has to wait to take his weapon out.
Yeah.
He tried to grapple you. Well, that roll will happen later unless you stop him.
Okay.
Flipping all these things up. It's the first really big combat we've ever had from since the first campaign, basically. I think.
Mm.
Okay, Mr. Draper, if you're taking a shot.
If I just want to talk, would I have to wait?
I think yes, in the spirit of the thing.
Okay, because I want to try to convince them to stop fighting at this point.
Alrighty. Well, then we're going to go to Mr. Watts for his normal turn.
All right, I'm gonna move now. Take a point blank shot at Mrs. Cuthbert. And if I fail, which I did, I'm gonna take another one.
That one certainly succeeds. The weapon firing straight into the middle of her form, and she gets blasted backwards into the mist.
That made her move 10 feet. I'm gonna in the direction that she
Yeah,
went.
she's snapped.
Oh, she's dead?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a point blank shot at this guy and say, "Stop!" And miss that one.
The shot goes
So
wide as you swing around to try and shoot towards him. And so he fires back at you.
I was gonna say,
doing-
can I move? Can I move still? Because I've still got movement left, right?
Yeah, all right.
No, I won't do that. Forget it.
I
fine.
mean,
I
this
was
was part of
gonna-
it was my fault.
I was gonna move into the mist, but it's kind of meta because I know what he's about to do.
Yeah, I know. I screwed that up.
It's all right. I'll take the hit. I've only got one shot left in my rifle. I'm in my pistol, by the way. I've
Yeah,
taken
arguably
6.
he could have had his weapon in his hand while he tried to grapple you.
Yeah, there's no reason why he couldn't have.
Okay, Mr. Draper. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
sorry. The
Mr.
other guy is going to be bolting through the mist, in fleeing in terror.
Sorry, did I take 4 damage?
You took 4 damage.
I'll
The bullet rips through your shoulder.
I'll step out here and point my gun at this guy, but I guess I could take aim and then just say, your leadership has abandoned you. Just drop your weapon.
Give me a intimidate.
I was kind of hoping to be more persuasive with that.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I guess it could be persuasive if you're good at persuasion.
Yeah, that's better than intimidate for sure.
I'll give that to you. Oh well, didn't matter.
Yeah,
I'll just whammies tonight.
yeah, I'll just take aim at him, I guess.
All right, Nora, you are reloading.
Oh wait, I gotta reload. I can't take aim.
Oh,
I'll
I suppose
reload.
you could take aim. Yeah, I suppose you tried to aim and then tried to intimidate him, and are like, "Oh well, reload the gun."
Am I at a turn order?
You are back in the turn order at like the. Well, I'll have to reset at the top of the next round. Oh no, funny. You are at the end of this turn order. I think because I have you listed drop down from your plus 50. Basically, because I put you in the turn order back to the bottom because you couldn't fire your weapon.
Me?
No, Mr. Wright.
Gotcha.
So you're 50. You're not 100. So you're actually last, and you will have this turn.
Alrighty.
But Miss Baker, right?
Yeah. So sorry, I don't think I have actually reloaded yet.
No,
That would be this turn. Yes.
that's what it's for. So you're reloading. Miss Cuthbert is dead. Hybrid deep one. There's one last hybrid deep one up. It seeing this fellow coming out of the mist is going to take a swipe at him.
His own guy.
Yeah. And he's going to miss. And I don't need to roll for the other guy. He's just going to take a swipe at this guy coming out of the mist as a human running towards him. He has no particular gumption about no particular reason that he is super aligned with these underlings without specific orders at this point. That guy's gone, and now we're up to Mr. Wright, who is struggling back to his feet after briefly drowning.
Alrighty. How's Brady look? Is he like actively dying or?
I will note, Mr.
Struggling.
Brady, that the spell will be dropping in this next turn. So in terms of what you would see from him, he is not looking good, but it seems like he may be just on the cusp of recovering.
All right. I'll spend the turn aiming at this guy.
Alrighty. And we're back to then we're on to Mr. Brady. You feel as Edna is killed, the strangulation upon your heart dissipate. You're coming back to your senses, and the paralysis wears off this turn.
Okay.
And then we're going to reset this to descending, so it's properly back in order. And can I take guys out? No, I can't. I don't know if I can take guys out. Okay. That brings us to Mr. Watts if he's firing right away.
Firing right away. I've only got one shot left. Fuck.
Yeah, you get a bonus die.
Okay.
Womp womp. Your last shot, the fellow ducks to the side just in time, and you miss.
All right, I'm running into the mist, tripping over Edna's body,
Straight
Yeah.
over Edna's body.
and I'm going to be on the floor there.
He is going to turn towards Mr. Draper and try and get a shot off. Oh, and also people are running all over the place willy nilly. We might move some people around. They're all trying to flee. Let's get these guys over a little farther away. Yes, he's going to fire at Mr. Draper. Miss completely, as he is been shot at by Mr. Watson, is only just recovering his aim. Mr. Draper.
Okay, so having just reloaded, and they seem to not be taken by my words, I
He did
will
not listen to you.
fire back at him. Ooh, hard success.
Great. Weapon fires off and catches him in the leg, and he stumbles backward.
I will then. So, the mist completely obscures. Like if I can't see anything in it. Period.
No. It's dense mist.
Okay. I will take a step into the mist.
All right. Mr. Wright, you are not feeling well. But you're aiming.
I will let off that aim shot.
All right. Bonus die. It's the same. Second shot ringing out across and slams into this fellow, catching him across the forehead as blood spurts out.
Nice.
And Miss Baker, you do actually have line of sight on this Oaks fellow, or the Oaks fellow, this whatever his name is, or the other guy who's running away that you just saw jump out of the mist.
Quick
And there is
note,
also
I go around the corner to obscure completely.
okay, good.
That's it.
Sorry. So there's this guy over here.
Yeah, and there's another hybrid guy just next to him, and there's also the other guy who's just been shot twice farther away from you.
Which one looks the worst?
The guy who's just shot twice. Although, I mean, of course, the hybrid dude doesn't look very nice in general.
That's fair. That's actually a valid point. I feel like Nora probably would aim for him first. So yeah, we're just gonna shoot at him. Sweet.
That's a success. You fire off, and this one manages to catch him along the side of his hip.
Yeah, I don't because the other guys still have guns, right?
They do.
I'm gonna duck back down where I am.
Mr. Brady, struggling back to your feet.
Yeah, just. I guess I'd still probably be kind of on the ground, maybe on my knees, just kind of gasping for air, full of anxiety, just kind of what just happened.
Yeah, I think I didn't write it down, but I think one of the two spells involved taking also a sanity roll, but we're gonna leave that as is. You know, RP that out.
Okay. Yeah, taking a minute to get to my feet. I might try and get a visual on who's left and then hold my shot or hold my gun up to aim and wait till next turn to take a shot.
Alrighty. The hybrid deep one that is remaining out there is not thrilled with seeing this fellow who's going to try and run past him, making a break for it, and is going to attack him. Ooh, with extreme success. That's good. Why don't I have? I guess I didn't. That's annoying. Setting up sheets in this. He is still pumped up from the spell that was doing. It was helping him, but he does not get a good hit in. Slamming his fist into this fellow coming out of the mist. The guy runs past and keeps making his way out, joining the thick of the mob, trying to get out of the room. And we are back to Mr. Watts, assuming you'd have to move.
Yeah, I have to reload anyway, so drop me down. You can just move my action to be. I'm going to be reloading, so it doesn't matter. I can just set up at the end of that thing.
Okay, well, there goes. This fellow over here is been very much hurt. He looks around him and seeing that Brady is under cover, he's going to run towards the side over here to go around the mist. Oh no, he has to wait. Fuck, 120. Never mind, he is going to run. I have to wait. Mr. Draper is in the mist. Gotta pin him down. Mr. Wright is outside. So that brings us to Miss Baker.
Okay, I'm just going to. I don't know. I'm just gonna fire at the hybrid dude.
Alrighty. That is enough damage that your shot tears through him, and you see as it goes straight through the front of his gut and out the back. The guts spilling out through the wound in the back of the thing as it falls forward and lies motionless.
Nora breathes a sigh of relief.
Mr. Brady, you gonna take that shot?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a shot and fire it at this guy here, closest to me.
All right.
And nice.
Wow. With an extreme success, and he's already hurt. You peg him straight on the forehead as he's looking around, trying to decide what to do. His head snaps back with a crack, and his body reels backwards in disbelief, falling to the floor, dead before it can even hit. And with that, you are basically out of combat. You can try and chase down this fellow who's running out of the room, but we will end there for the night.